Hi, my name is Julie Pettis and I'm a teacher at the Greene School. I live in Matunuck, Rhode Island.
How many years have you lived along the coast of Rhode Island?
I've lived there for the past 12 years.
What made you decide to live along the coast?
I've always loved the beach. Even as a kid, I loved the ocean. I enjoy the smell, the sound, and the water. And after September 11th, 2001 happened, I decided that life is too short, and if I'm ever going to live by the ocean, I should just do it now. And that's what prompted me to buy property in Matunuck.
How have you been directly affected by the coastal erosion?
I first started going into Matunuck in 1973, and I enjoyed the area because I found it to be so different from Narragansett. Narragansett is a lot busier with stoplights and stop signs and lots of people and businesses. And Matunuck was a little, I thought, to be a quaint area with the theater, a small grocery store, and we used to be in the 70s, in the 80s, we used to be able to play volleyball on the beach. That's how big the beach area was. The town beach, the South Kingstown Town Beach, which is just along the coast of Matunuck, had a big pavilion with a long walkway. And now the pavilion is almost completely gone. There's no more walkway down along the beach connected to the pavilion, and you can no longer play volleyball on the beach in Matunuck. There's just not much beach there anymore.
How were you and your property affected by Superstorm Sandy?
Superstorm Sandy happened October 29th, 2012, and today is May 8th, 2013, and I still have problems with my heating system. I stayed there during the storm in my house. My house was like an island. It was completely flooded all around me. I had 2.5 feet of water all around my property. It was actually measured at 28 inches, so not quite 2.5, just a few inches short of 2.5 feet. But my heating system was all in the basement area of my home. I have a duplex house, 2 furnaces, 2 oil tanks were under the house there. And because they were completely flooded out, it ruined the furnaces, and they had to be replaced. The town won't let me put the new heating system back under the house because of flooding, and it's just been one problem after another, and I've switched over to propane heat, but still having difficulty with getting the whole system up and running. I literally went all winter with no heat in my house, just heated by space heaters.
Can you foresee a point where living by the coast no longer makes sense for you?
I try not to think about that because I love the ocean so much. I love the spring and summertime when the windows are open and I can hear the ocean and smell the ocean. And it's hard for me to imagine not being able to do that anymore. What would happen, I guess, if the businesses along the beach were completely flooded out? That's going to really affect my property. I live just 3 houses back from the water and the salt pond, which connects to the ocean around East Matunuck, is right across the street from my house, so I'd get flooding from the pond as well. So I think if we had a storm that was bad enough to wipe out the beachfront properties, it might make me reconsider living so close to the water.
Who do you think should pay for cleaning up after storms?
I have flood insurance, I have homeowners insurance. It's amazing when a flood occurs how much they don't cover. And I do think that government should assist in cleanup from storms.
If your home was completely destroyed by a storm, do you think that it would be the state's responsibility to help you clean up and rebuild?
I do think it would be the state's responsibility to help with the cleanup. I do not think it would be the state's responsibility to help rebuilding.
To what extent does the beach contribute to you staying by the coast?
Pretty much 100%. One of the reason I'm there is because of the beach.
What are your views on the proposed seawall in Matunuck?
My understanding of the proposal for the seawall in Matunuck is that the seawall would be 200 feet long and would be placed right along the roadside. It would go from the end of where the road turns, where Matunuck Beach Road comes down from Route 1, and when it turns to run parallel to the ocean, my understanding is that it's going to begin at that point where the road turns parallel to the ocean and run 200 feet. I don't think, well, it's not going to protect any of the businesses or homes that are on the beach there, and I don't understand how that could help with erosion. It surprises me that the town or the state would even consider doing that when it doesn't protect any of the properties, and the town would therefore lose tax revenues from all those beachfront properties if they didn't protect them.